Here's an activity you can use for geocaching. So when it comes to geocaching, what's going to happen is students are going to kind of complete these different steps. They're first going to research, they're going to think about their container because when you're geocaching, there's a container that the object goes into. They're going to think about their coordinates, their treasure creation, their logbook, and reflect. So that first thing is the geography. They're going to use the 5 themes and they're going to add that location, the place, the region, HEI, and then the movement. After that, students are going to then create their type of container. It needs to be waterproof or weatherproof, and it needs to be really sustainable for hiding outdoors, right? And so students are going to create their container. It has to represent their location. So they're going to be able to provide that justification of why they created different symbols or things and how it relates to their location. After that, students are going to think about their learning outcomes, right? They're going to try to think about the concept of migration. Okay, what's happening? What's the factors? What's those relation? They're also using that critical thinking as well. Then they're going to put their location and the coordinates and why they kind of selected that location as well. Once they get there, they're going to think about what items go into that box and why. So again, those items need to relate back to the location and explain why those are relatable to that location. Then they're going to think about the patterns of migration, right? And they've got 2 different kinds of migration where students are kind of thinking about that as well. And then for feedback, they're going to use this logbook to be able to go through and think about their thoughts, and then they add their little signature just like they would if they were actually geocaching. And then the last stage is that reflection. They're going to think about what they've learned and they're going to reflect on their teamwork and how they did with this experience.